My future in-laws insisted that we have a prenuptial agreement because they think I'm a bartender, but the table got silent when I told them I make more than my boyfriend. I have been dating my partner casually for 3 years and 8 months. Over the last 8 months, we have gotten more serious. He works in IT, and as I only work behind a bar in a strip club, he always seemed to assume I make much less than him. He'd always say that he never wanted us to discuss money as he didn't want me to feel embarrassed, so I never brought it up as I didn't care, even if I found it a bit funny despite the fact I own both my car and home while he is renting and paying off his car. I like him, so I brushed it aside, figuring if we ever moved in together, we could talk about our finances and be open about it. Despite him thinking I only work behind the bar, I am a mixologist at a high-end club, so on top of a very generous salary, I make excellent tips most nights, too. I've worked at the same place for 9 years and love it there. As things were getting more serious, he wanted me to meet his parents, and I agreed. Yesterday, we had dinner with his parents, and they disapproved of me during the dinner. His mother brought up that she didn't think this was a good idea, but if he were insisting on doing this when we got married, we'd need to have a prenuptial agreement to protect her son. I waited silently for my partner to say anything, but he didn't. He just continued to eat, and I got annoyed before agreeing with her. I told her I fully decided that we needed a prenup as I'd need to protect my assets. This led to some laughs from around the table, and I finally asked my boyfriend how much he made. He tried to brush it off before finally revealing he made £25,000 a year and telling me it was fine and not to feel less. I won't lie. I laughed at the table, not caring that I was rude, and bluntly told him that I make £43,291 a year, not including my tips. They didn't believe me, so I began to point out how I go on holiday twice a year, how I own my home and car while he rents and is paying off, and how I always bought him lovely gifts. I then told him for perhaps the 100th time that I'm a mixologist, not a bartender. The dinner got silent, and on the drive to my home, he scolded me for embarrassing him. How could I not have told him I made that much money that I should have told him from the start? I reminded him that he didn't want us to talk about money, and I figured we'd talk about our finances when and if we moved in together. He kept talking about how I should have just privately told him after dinner and not embarrass him in front of his parents, but when I asked him why he didn't defend me when his mother embarrassed me, he had no answer. Update: I broke up with him.